This is Solaris Nights with your host, William Double Double. The Solaris Open continues as fresh talent from across the Inner Sphere compete for a spot to take a class ranking. Produced by Donegal Broadcasting Company, the most trusted news in the Lyran Commonwealth. Welcome back to Solaris Nights. I am William Wyndham Williamson III, and I am here with Kyle Morgan, aka The Dynamo. Kyle, I wanted to talk to you. You know, the Donegal Broadcasting Company is not a paparazzi magazine. We are not in the business of rumor, so to speak. But I wanted to ask about the pictures of you entering a Northwind Highlander recruiting agency and reportedly asking to be recruited by their mercenary unit and or their gladiatorial stable. Are you thinking of switching jobs or stables at this time? And are you taking key members of your stable with you?
There was some questions about there were some questions and accusations brought up to the legitimacy of one of my stablemates, and I figured if everyone else is putting the effort into verifying, why would we not also do the same? So no, at this time I'm not interested in changing stables or leaving the gladiatorial sport.
Very well. As you know, today's arena will be on Solaris 7's moon, Abel. And in a pre-fight coin toss, you lost the judgment. And you will therefore be fighting on the hot side of the moon in 260 degree Fahrenheit vacuum at half gravity. Kyle, what do you think going into this match? How are you going to adjust for these hellish conditions?
I'm accustomed to fighting in a toasty mech, and I have done some test maneuvers as a test pilot in low and high gravity. So the environment isn't unfamiliar to me, but I think that the adjustments that I will have to make with weapon discharge and maneuvering will be something that will be new to my fans.
Kyle, there's a lot going on with your stable. Things happening in multiple directions at once. Do you care to comment on any of the ongoing scandals?
Are there any scandals in particular that you're curious about, or the audience?
There are too many to mention casually.
I will definitely say that the stable has a very diverse and eclectic set of gladiators, for sure. And just because there's a pilot that's not the taste for somebody, the diversity that's in our stable means that there will always be a pilot for somebody, which I think is one of the strengths that we have as a brotherhood of gladiators.
Very well. I don't know what to say, Kyle. Today's match is going to be an unusual one, and the events that have been happening recently are somewhat unprecedented within your stable. Now, you've refused to comment on any of the ongoing scandals, but I do want to get a brief statement, however dodgy, from you, as I do not expect a straight answer, as to your thoughts after Hunter McGregor killed yet another opponent in the ring.
I think something that is often forgotten by newer fans is the fact that even though this is a sport, it is a combat sport. And while I think it is unfortunate that Hunter McGregor has a second kill, I don't fault him. I don't believe it was intentional. I don't believe he's a bloodthirsty pilot. And I do believe that he shares grief with the loved ones and friends of the lost, just like before. Taking a life isn't something that you can do lightly, and I know it weighs on Hunter McGregor like it should.
After your previous battle with Phil the Destroyer ended with a technical victory, you have not touched your mech at all. You've not repaired it or re-ammoed it in any way, correct?
This is correct.
Is this a strategic choice by you, or is Apex Dragons running low on funding?
Well, I can assure you that that our interested fans and investors are not in short supply as a stable. But I thought that it would be an interesting change of pace, something to shake up the standard format, to see that sort of voluntary change in procedure, that increased risk. And I hope that the fans find it just as exciting as I do.
And you don't feel that it reflects poorly on Ronin Industries to see their flagship machine fighting in such a dilapidated state?
I wouldn't say that it's dilapidated, but I think that this can show, provided that I perform to the expectations, that even under less than desirable circumstances, hardware can perform.
Kyle, anything else you'd like to add in this?
I'm looking forward to having a great time with my opponent. And I hope that they are just as sporting as I am.
All right. Is there anything you want to do before your match tomorrow?
There's stuff I want to do after the match, but not before.
Okay. Your opponent arrives before you in a, well, it's not a dropship. It's something closer to a space yacht. And it is covered in aesthetic skeletons, like wispy spider webs. They're not doing so well in the cold dark of space. But walking down the ramp is Captain Zare Oneeye, piloting a brand new Falconer with the Lyran Commonwealth's symbol on it. This is a prototype mech that's being tested right now, personally designed and ordered by Hans Davian. Some people thought it didn't exist. Other people thought it was unusual. We can see on the camera that Captain Zare Oneeye has not slept well, and he is beginning this battle with enough stress that he is treating this battle as if he was meat damage going in. So Falconer is a Gauss rifle, an ERPPC, and 4 medium lasers built around what will eventually become the standard Inner Sphere XL Fusion chassis setup. And as he goes down, all of his boys are chanting sea shanties over the radio, local frequencies. And we can see the paint starting to boil off of his mech as he's walking down, as the sun scours away pretty much anything on the outside of his mech. And he says, "Kyle Morgan, it's me, Captain Zare Oneeye, an old friend of your stable. I've been waiting for an opportunity to face down with Seth Ghostbear once again and put the little cub back in his cave. I guess I'll have to settle for you."
I understand that you and Seth are definitely developing a really close relationship. I hope that you will find me to be a suitable substitute for now. I'm certainly looking forward to experiencing your skills firsthand.
Okay. Anything you want to do for your intro?
Well, I have leveled up. I would like to try again at setting up the party bus.
Sure.
So I need a corporate role for that.
This is a great place to have a party bus.
I figure instead of having them on top of it, they'll be inside the APC this time. Let's see.
Nope.
Wow. Nope. All right, moving on.
Yeah, like there's just a lot of memes of you standing next to an APC slapping it going, "This can go to the moon."
I'll have my theme song play, and I guess I won't be wingsuiting in half gravity, but
You could still wingsuit in. It would just take a long time.
I think instead I'll stand on the Marauder as the tech walks it in, and I'll just be in a spacesuit, holding
Okay.
holding on to something to stay on top, and I guess I'll dance out alone to my own jam.
All right. For the folks at home, the following battle conditions apply. Every round, each mech generates an additional 8 points of heat. At 0.5 gravities, you move twice as fast, and you jump twice as far, and you have a +3 to hit with direct fire weapons and missile weapons, which is basically all weapons. Let's roll for, local initiative. Who gets which side? 10?
8.
Well, I choose to deploy from the south side.
Okay. Let's see. Where do I want to come in? I will come in there.
Interesting. I will come in here. So, as the match is like literally seconds away from getting started, there's like, I'd just like to thank once again the fantastic folks at Word of Blake for helping open my eyes to the supreme power all around us of technology. He was like waving his arm, and we could see in his cockpit he's got a huge Word of Blake medallion around his neck. And when he adjusts his eye patch, it's got a Word of Blake sword and sunburst on it.
Okay, then.
All right. Initiative time again. 10.
8 again.
Please feel free to go first.
This will be a walk. And 6 gets 6 is a 1, or nope, that's a 2.
6
okay.
is a 2. So it's still a run for you if you've moved 6 X's.
Oh, yeah, so it's just doubling the run
The run
limit.
speed, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
This is a Donegal Broadcasting Company news alert.
I want to give people a chance to take a look at the Falconer. It's super weird. It's literally, its legs are above its shoulders.
Actually, since you haven't moved yet, I would
Sure,
like to turn that into a jump instead.
Very well. 6x jump. Is that your regular jump?
Yeah, it's 4 hexes, but it was 6 movement.
Okay, all right. Understood. I have a movement of 8, so I'm gonna go. As a run with a 3. He's approaching you with his tiny little arms wide open, but they don't even go as far as his legs. Because again, Falconer is a super weird mech.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to shoot first?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11 hexes. I'll fire. The large pulse lasers.
Okay.
Because it puts me at 12, 22, 32 heat. So I'm going to need to save that heat for later. So 4, 7, 10. I need boxcars.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, that would have been a head hit though. That's good news.
Nope.
All right, he's firing Gauss rifle. Yep, it just it's completely silent watching essentially a trash can fly past you, and it hits the ground behind you, and on your rear camera you watch as like a huge portion of the moon begins flowing outwardly, ballistically forced by a massive rail projectile. Okay, I build no heat.
I build 32, dissipate 32.
You're insane. You're running right at the edge there. 4.
Seven.
Okay. Okay. No, that's a terrible idea. You can shoot at me from behind. Here?
Yeah.
Hmm. He walks.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're shooting each other front to front.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, which is
3 would be. Are you jumping?
I'm trying to decide. 3 hexes by itself gets me
1.
a 1.
Yeah.
I don't know how tough these shots are for him or not. That's the hard part.
I invite you to research. It's given that there's a +3 penalty to shoot. It's probably pretty tough for everybody.
Yeah, and he's got a pilot injury. So, or a mock pilot injury.
If only you
I'm
got
gonna
more
risk it.
rest. 8 hours of sleep, you know? Alright.
I'll risk it. Obviously, I'm torso twisting.
Yep. Well, you don't need to. You align frontally with that, but sure. 6 X's, huh? I will fire Gauss and DRPPC.
Okay.
So those are both short range. Nope. Nope. Your move.
I'll fire the large pulse lasers and the LB-10,
Okay.
which are all in short range. So we are 6 away. And you don't have bunker bonus, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You're hitting me directly without cover.
So I need 6s to hit. I'll start with the pulses and then go to the LB. That's a hit on the right leg for 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Well, that's not hitting anything. Autocannon. That will hit cluster of 7. Is 6 pellets. So the first one hits 1 damage to the right arm.
Okay.
I'll grab 5 sets of dice here. One point to the left arm.
Mm-hmm.
Another point to the right arm.
Yep.
Center torso.
Yep.
Center torso.
Yep.
Center torso.
That what an exceedingly average roll, weighted in the way that you would expect.
Right.
Okay. Let's remove our dice and roll initiative. 7.
9.
Okay, interesting.
And for everybody else, I was 31 heat. I have 32 dissipation.
Well, cutting it close there, Kyle Morgan.
I want to save that excess heat for the possible future alpha strikes.
Yeah, he jumps backwards. Now let me see if that still triggers, even though he's jumping within his limit. Yes. Apparently
You have to make a PSR?
Yeah, you have to make a PSR every time you jump, apparently. Something to keep in mind, I suppose. Good enough. He lands easily.
I will also jump. I will jump there, which is 4. Put that back, make my PSR. Hopefully nail my PSR. Nail my PSR.
Okay. He's gonna fire a Gauss rifle round. I actually can't fire. All right, he doesn't shoot anything this round.
Oof. Everything is so toasty. See, that gets me to 12, 22, 32. I'll fire the pulse lasers. So that's, I need 10s.
Okay.
Just the 2 large pulse lasers. Nope. Very much no.
All right. Six initiative, and I blow through my heat back down to 0.
I got a 7. And his PSR.
Well, I don't make the PSR until the other roll. Die luck! Die luck! He succeeded. You don't make it till the end of the phase.
8 hexes away. I'm not going to move.
Okay. He actually did fail his PSR, but because he didn't exceed his normal jumping limits, he didn't take any damage or fall. So I don't really know why I rolled it. You're not going to move. Would you like to take Defender's Advantage on being shot at?
Yes, I will take Defender's Advantage.
Okay. Seemed wise.
And since you're adjacent to one as well, that means you're also going to have bunker.
I would indeed. It would be wise of me.
Okay.
It would be wise of us to ally ourselves with Sauron. 8 hexes, huh? I think that's gonna screw me. Yep, I can't make a shot.
Okay. I'm going to do the 2 large pulse lasers and the LB10. The LB10, I need 8s for the large pulses, and I need an 11 for the LB10.
Okay.
So 8, 8, 11. No. No.
So close. So close.
Still heat neutral.
Still 0. Six.
7.
Wow. He does not move.
Ooh.
Come on, show me that close-in alpha strike you've been telling me about.
I will jump here. It does not exceed my normal jump, but I still need a PSR.
No, I think I might have done it wrong. You don't need a PSR.
I will gladly take that.
Very well. Okay. I'm gonna...
If I alpha strike, I'll be at 10 heat.
I'm gonna fire Gauss and ER. Oh, that's that.
Time to math, or that's a miss.
That's a miss. Technically, it slams into the hill right in front of you. The PPC.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 10, 20, 24, 32, 36.
Oh, I might have forgotten to do the breach rules.
Breach?
Yeah, that might only be in actual space rather than in minor atmosphere. That's where when you are in a non-oxygen... Yeah, we do have to do breach rules every time we take... We'll do it from now on.
Well,
every time you take combat, you have to roll, and on a 10 plus, that part becomes non-functional as it exposes itself to the vacuum.
That's intense.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, so like a torso breach is just gonna shut either of your mechs down because you got XL engines, right?
I mean, it'll only put
no,
2 crits,
you have a
Jimmy.
clan XL engine. That's right.
What dirty clan techer.
Yeah, well, show me your rolls then.
Well, I'm definitely firing the large pulses.
Yeah.
And I'll fire the medium pulse as well. And I guess I'll throw in an LB10.
Okay.
Short range, I jumped. He didn't move. So 7s. Okay. And a 10 for the LB. So I'll start with the larges, the medium, and then the autocannon.
Yeah, I forgot how much more wrecking the cluster will be in no atmosphere because of breach.
Yeah, that's... Oh, there we go. There's a headshot.
All right.
For 10 damage.
Yep, on the 10, this kills him. It'll just suck him into space. All right, no, he's not sucked into space.
That would be awful.
What weapon was it?
Large pulse laser.
Okay.
So it's 10 damage.
Oh, it actually does kill him instantly.
Really?
Yep, you deal
internal
damage to the cockpit. He's sucked out into space and dies.
Oh shit. I guess I ended that rivalry.
Yeah. So we watch as your laser hits his cockpit and the cockpit goes black and the flashes of lasers keep coming, and maybe at some point you like let go of the trigger when you're like, no, wait, no, and then like one dart goes through it and we see him just slowly being pulled against, you know, it's not like he gets sucked out into space and dies, but right, like he's just like and like his mech starts flailing, is trying to like hold, but his mech doesn't have hands that can reach his cockpit correctly because it's a falconer and it looks super weird. Just as a reminder.
I don't have hands either.
Yep. And so like the referees are trying to get out there, but you know, maybe they get him off the battlefield, but he expires of mortal wounds before the match
of the
is
exposure.
Over. Yep. It's bad too, and they cut the camera at some point after like 20 or 30 seconds. Kyle Morgan, killer.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least
they call
the
him
first
Killer Kyle Morgan. That's his new call sign.
Waiting for me to fail a corporate role and that become my new PR thing.
Listen, I want to tell you, Battletech lore has some really dumb shit. All right, I just found a new dumb shit last night. While I was researching the Northwind Highlanders, I was like, oh, look, it has a list of all their dropship names here, and it's like all Scottish stuff. And then I was like, the Stonewall fucking Jackson? Why would Scottish people 2,000 years in the space future name one of their it was written by Blaine Pardoe. He gave them that dropship. Fuck you, Blaine Pardoe. Jesus Christ. But one of the best antagonists they ever wrote and then killed off for no reason is a guy called Jacob Banson. He is in the like beginning of Dark Ages. He's like the big bad guy of the opening of Dark Ages. He's this corporate tycoon. He came onto the scene early on, like some guy was like, I'm gonna hire you and then I fire you, suck it, Jacob. And he was like, all right, well, I'm going to buy your I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna buy your company out, and then I'm just gonna like buy your home, buy your bank, I'm gonna buy your family out from under you. And so he forms a mercenary, it's like his corporate security. It's called the Bannison's Raiders. And people start making memes of him of being like this red-haired Viking with like the helm on, Banson's Raiders. And so he sends his guys to kidnap the artist and then give that guy a job. because he loves the idea of Banson's Raiders, and it's so cool. Like, he's the main bad guy, he does all this great stuff, and then they're like, he's fucking dead. Now all you have is incest babies and dumbasses. I was like, no, Jacob, you were the best. He was the best of us, and he was only in like the first 10 books.
Oh, that sucks.
He was so good. He was so good. It was the most Solaris thing you could possibly have. As a dude is like, that's right, I'm a Viking. I show up and I steal your shit. Mwah, ha, ha, ha. All right. Anyway, you find yourself seated across from a very subdued William. You guys are both floating because you're in a dropship hanging above the moon. And rather than his usual studio room, it's like transparasteel. In every direction you can like see the moon, so you can see the battlefield you were just fighting on above you in like a dome. And William is just like, well, Kyle Morgan, according to your opponent's pre-fight strategy, he was waiting for a critical moment to ambush you and to deploy the Falconer's massive speed in order to charge you and batter you with physical attacks. That moment never came. You anticipated his every move, forced onto the defensive until you finally cracked open his cockpit. I would say, given our pre-show discussion, you certainly did adapt to your environment, Kyle. What can you tell me about what happened during that fight?
I think first, I want to say that it was unfortunate that my shot was higher than I anticipated. And I wish to extend my condolences to the friends and family of Oneeye. For whatever ceremony is held for him, I am not expecting, but would like the opportunity to be there and say kind words about my opponent.
You have joined the ranks of Solaris Apex Dragons gladiators who have killed on or off the battlefield, Kyle. And given our remarks just before the battle, it feels especially poignant. Is there anything you'd like to add to your statements before, now that you yourself have experienced what you called a combat sport?
I think I know that coming into this environment, Zer also understood the dangers in fighting in low atmosphere, low gravity. I have no expectation that he was ignorant to those risks. Some of us have operated in them before, some of us haven't, but the danger is real and present. His death is going to weigh heavily on me, and I hope that my continued time as a gladiator, whether it ends in retirement or death, will honor the fallen that I bring with me.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Kyle Morgan, aka the Dynamo?
I do wish to thank investors who decided to rally behind my expedition to search for SLDF bunkers. I think our fans will be most excited to see some Royal SLDF mechs.
Sorry, you're claiming you recently have acquired for Apex Dragons Star League Defense Force Royal units?
Yes. And I believe the audience will be excited to see them on the field. And I think another benefit of this will be that no matter where you come from, whether you come from the Capella Confederation or the Combine, or even a fellow member of the Free Worlds League or a clanner, we can all draw our roots to the SLDF and rally behind those pieces of history that helped forge all of our futures.
Okay. If you don't have anything else, the interview ends there with like a Zer Oneeye memorial service. You know, lots of Zer Oneeye laughing maniacally over his opponents, or Zer Oneeye vowing revenge after his mech was destroyed. There's also a breaking news at the bottom that Kyle Morgan of Apex Dragons claims to have uncovered a secret Star League cache. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I know that you wanted to set up a battle either against or with Seth.
I wanted to set up a battle with Seth.
I see.
I want to propose it to Elizabeth as a joint battle with the clan tech of the stable.
The clan tech of the stable. Interesting. All right. So given your guys' schedules, did you work out when a good overlap time is?
I remember during the call that he said his schedule was fairly open and mine is exceedingly open. So I'm sure the two of us and you can talk about scheduling something on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there any other stipulations you'd like to add to that role? Like who your opponents are, what kind of match it will be, where it will take place?
I think it would be neat to have it take place on an icy map.
Ice map, okay.
And I think it would be neat. I think it would be neat if we could fight some Minxfuls.
You guys spend all of your time chasing the Minxes. Okay. Team Minxful, huh? Make your roll then. We'll see what you get.
Save my edge for this. And I'm spending my edge for this.
And you needed it.
A 7. Well, at least I passed.
It somewhat helped you.
Well, oh, it's an 8. Not that changes the bracket.
That's true, because it's 7 and 9. All right, let me put my glasses on and take a look into what I wrote. You get out of this. You get what you want, but it costs you something you have or otherwise does not go exactly as intended. So you've given me a lot of rich options to work with. The following are on the table. You fight Seth, and each of you pairs with a Minxta. It's not on an ice map, in which case it will probably be on a hell map. Or you don't fight the Minxful team. Interesting. A rich tapestry here.
I'll open up our opponents. I would like to fight with Seth, and I think it would be thematic to have Seth on an icy map.
Okay, interesting. Opening up your opponents. Gonna have to be a team that specializes in somewhat heavier. You know, I have some ideas, and I'll work on it. Anything else you'd like to roll for? Or any other actions you'd like to undertake? You, of course... Oh, we should talk about it. You get 1 experience point for winning the battle. And I don't think you took stress at any point, though.
No, because we don't get 1 for showing up anymore.
Correct.
And even if I did, I have a hotel.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So I guess I will spend the week hanging out with Seth and Sergey and do some training.
More people will appear, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I know how this works. Someone's like, well, actually, I was also there. We get a very tightly framed shot of the 3 of you so that we can expand the camera later when half of the cast is there.
I feel like it's half the shots are training and the other half are the 2 of them drinking Kyle under the table, drinking only clan drinks. He's like, what is this? Why?
So I think your next match will be on the 21st. That should align correctly.
And that would be the duel match?
Yes, 5 p.m. Eastern. Anything you'd like to say after last night's for the first roundtable meeting?
I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I think one of the things that was really neat about it was it gave us the opportunity to have the characters drive some background reveal on the characters to give them some more characterization.
You mean like Conor McGregor actually being Fritz Jaeger?
Yeah, so that became blatantly put out there to the audience and to the other pilots. And I think it set up some of the interactions between the characters. Like now, Hunter feels, at least he's declared that he feels somewhat indebted to Kyle for giving him the shot to his heritage, or he believes is his heritage. So I'm excited to see what other opportunities are taken by the other pilots in the stable.
Interesting.
I really enjoyed it.
All right. Anything else?
I guess as an out of character thing, I'm super glad to see some of the creative choices that people picked for the cachet move. I didn't even know that there was a snub nose PPC yet. Like that was pretty neat on the Phoenix.
Now you've got it, and no one wants it. That's the best part.
Yeah, like I saw it and I was like, that's really interesting, but I am kind of partial to that king crab.
Yeah, and I know why. Because you want to match up with Seth.
Well, there's nobody to do different kinds of stuff with Hunter, so this at least lets me exhibition
right. I
to give
said
him
Seth,
options.
but I meant Hunter. They're basically the same person anyway.
I think both of them would stab you for that.
Perfect. Good. All right. Thank you for joining me, Kane Damiel, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Enjoy.